I can see the light but I can also see the most I don't know what else to say. I'm going my best not to Hi guys and dolls, it's Tiffany Fontenot, your friendly neighborhood reverse speech analyst. And I got a notice today from Facebook while I was trying to find something that I wanted to post. And so I put in what I thought would bring up the post, and it told me that it didn't find what I was looking for. So didn't find what you're looking for. We are temporarily hiding some results for this search query. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So I said, how very interesting, Facebook. Facebook admits it will not allow me to access one of my posts and says it's hiding it. My post that Facebook is apparently hiding from me is my reverse speech analysis on the interview between Amy Schumer and Hillary Clinton, where HRC is asked by Amy Schumer about what her favorite last meal would be. And HRC answers, "Oh, brother, probably a fully loaded deep dish pizza." And Amy Schumer's reverse speech right there is a Boeing cyber unit. So that was pretty interesting, but it kind of annoyed me enough to do this video. So I'm going to recreate that information and post it right back on Facebook. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to let you guys see that part of this interview. So this was on Variety, and up here is the URL. And I'll link all this below too. So let's take a look at just this tiny little part. Fair use. Definitely in the public's interest to know what's coming out in the reverse speech here.
What's your favorite meal? Like, what's your favorite, what would your last meal be?
Oh, brother, probably a fully loaded deep dish pizza.
Okay. Very good. Now, let's look at the reverse speech on that. So, here's where I found the reversal. Like, what would your last meal be? Okay, now this is Amy Schumer talking. Schumer's reverse speech there is a Boeing cyber unit. Okay. So, let's listen to that one.
What would your last meal be?
Oh, brother, probably a fully loaded deep dish pizza.
He likes real.
He likes real.
Okay, so that's kind of weird, eh? All right, well, so is the next one. But I'm going to play you that one here in just a minute. So let's just keep going here. A Boeing cyber unit. Well, here's Boeing. And we're just going to look at some things on Boeing's site. So it does more than just airplanes. So there's commercial. There are all the airplanes and things it makes. Here's defense. Look at this over here on Phantom Works. Lots of interesting things that it works on. Space. Space Launch System. There's Artemis. global positioning systems, commercial satellite services. Oh, resilient. There's that name again. Resilient aerospace connectivity. The word resilient starts to make my flesh crawl after you look at Agenda 2030 information and resilient cities. You know, resilient is, we're going to end up having to change the name in the dictionary, at least the cult dictionary for that. Okay. Commercial services and government services. Okay. Innovation. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff going on. Global focus, Boeing International. They've actually, they claim to have principles. Careers. And here's their company. So you can take a look at all of that stuff. So what on earth does this mean? Your last meal, a Boeing cyber unit. I still don't know, but there are questions that need to be answered here. Especially in light of this. Okay, now I've played this before. And I've also played before this right here. Okay, there's James Wood's tweet. He says, "Thanks for sharing, you old hair sniffer, you." Okay. But right here, when Joe Biden says women, men, young, old, the reversal is war on man nano. War on man nano. Now let me just play that again.
Women, men, young, old. War like that, never. War like that, never. War like that, never.
Intelligent evil dust scattered everywhere, like confetti in everything. So I think it's increasingly hard for human beings to work out how to deal with that.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat.
Everything happened in an electron microscope, of course. And I will show you the movie of the winner race here. Super exciting. Here comes the car, goes slalom between the gold atoms. You cannot see what is dust and what is gold. It looks the same, but it went really, really fast.
So, nanotechnology, the future of nanotechnology. You may already be familiar, some of you, with the present of nanotechnology. We're going to go way out, okay? We're going to take a trip into the future today. That's happening already. This is already happening. These are, it's called here nanoscale robots. In other words, there are nanoscale devices that go into the brain. In this experiment, not into the human brain. They're doing this in insects.
One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection.
Intelligent evil dust scattered everywhere, like confetti in everything.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed? Aerosol?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses such as flu or rhinoviruses, and we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses.
Okay, and let's continue. And I think I'm going to show you this time, you know, there are targeting reversals that come out on Joe Biden, and I've gotten a couple of them. I've gotten one on Nancy Pelosi where she mentions non-lethal weapons also. Those non-lethal weapons killed my dad and my first husband. So non-lethal is supposed to keep you from thinking that they're lethal, which is not true, and they disabled my body. So, and we're talking about EMF weapons. And we're going to get more into that here in a minute. Okay, this is the gross one that I've shown before. So, it's, walnut is likely a pedo code word meaning non-white. So, Harry, dip your walnuts in shit. Okay, so he has some kind of weird connection with a Harry or something that gets Harry, that's not good, that gets him in trouble with non-white, and that is really, really bad. In reverse speech, when you run across the word shit, it means really, really bad. Now, I'll walk means he'll walk away from that. He'll walk into some kind of something that is some kind of success, but then he'll be crushed in excrement. Okay, now, and here's Hillary Clinton. She's got one that's walnut. She's got a walnut reversal also. But let's just take a look at Allie. Okay, Allie, I think she's 24 now. She's a dance instructor out in LA, I think. And she put out here fairly recently that she was raped by Joe Biden and other NWO-owned celebrities. And this one I played before also. She says, who the F puts it 8.5 inches down. And she was upset talking about being raped when she was 14 by Joe Biden. And this is how long she claims his member is. So 8.5 is right where I found this reversal. The Alf Milk It. Okay, so let's hear that.
Who the fuck puts it 8.5 inches down? Alf Milk It! Alf Milk It! Alf Milk It!
Okay, so Alf appears to be a metaphor for AI, alien life form or artificial life form. But when you see it used in context over and over in reverse speech, it appears to mean AI. And when reverse speech says alien, use the alien metaphor. Alien, when you see it in context over and over again in reverse speech, you realize that it looks to be some sort of body paired with AI. Okay, so that looks to be the difference between when reverse speech uses alien and when it uses ALF. Okay, so alien looks to be AI paired with a body of some sort, and ALF looks to be AI. So right here, we're talking about a member that is 8.5 inches that she's claiming is Joe Biden, that is connected to an AI deriving nourishment from the rape of a 14-year-old through this 8.5 inches. Okay? So we're talking about an AI there. Okay, now let's go back and look at this one again. I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Most of the coming month, I'm expecting to talk to you about a whole lot of issues, and I'll always be direct with you. Everything you all on is shit level, and I'll be across the protection now. Everything you all on is shit level, and I'll be across the protection now. Everything you all on is shit level, and I'll be across the protection now.
Okay, now let's add Hillary's. Okay, so this one is reverse speech analysis by She-Wolf and Tiffany Fontenot of HRC, talking about alleged Lolita Island pedo ritual, space psyop, and more. Okay, this was a very boring speech that she did. She gave a speak where she talks about she pays respect to Harry Reid and Joe Biden as well, and John Glenn during this speech that she made on December 8th in 2016. And it was so boring. So here is a space one. Something connected with space is going to be, looks like a psyop coming, where she says, I bring an ambush now, because it was connected to the death of John Glenn. So then here's another one. They scare with a psyop, again connected to John Glenn. Here's one where they look to be like threatening David Oates in it, actually. Reverse speech. Okay, and let's go on to... Now this one is so... You know, they're targeting, they literally are stabbing people all over the world with these EMF weapons. They feel like knives stabbing you, burning you, shooting you. It's, you know, it is really, really bad, the stuff that they're doing to people. So it's interesting that she's in this reversal. She says, we stab you, but I'm in the life. So she's going to throw everybody else under the bus, and she's going to live the life. It is disgusting, this woman. Okay, right here, she's got... This is Snake I Am, a walnut on island. Seal my seeker will defy him. Okay, so this is about, and then here she's got another one. Surfs up, your snake walk will slap a year-old with Harry. Want her to shine for the ritual. Okay, so we're talking about an island here. Okay, and in her forward speech, she's talking about Harry Reid. She's talking about taking a trip with Harry Reid to someplace in Nevada. But backwards, she appears to be talking about a trip she took with Harry Reid, not to Nevada, but to an island, such as to Jeffrey Epstein's pedo island. Then she uses the Pizzagate code word walnut. Okay, that's found in WikiLeaks, Podesta emails, FBI, pedo symbols are right here if you guys want to go check all of that out. So what she appears to seek, the snake that HRC is sealed to, seems that it will defy the child. And then in the next reversal, she mentions that HRC and Harry slap or likely abuse a year-old child and shine or make successful a ritual. Then surf in reverse speech means being in a flow of energy, and snake in reverse speech means deception and temptation. So let's take a listen to those. Okay, here's this one. Snake I am, a walnut on island. Seal my seeker will defy him.
On behalf of the working families of Nevada and all Americans, occurring overnight, I've seen my seeker. Occurring overnight, I've seen my seeker. Occurring overnight, I've seen my seeker.
Okay, and the next one. I see I'm hearing a satellite coming up right now. It's getting loud. It's already starting to hit me. I guess I'm going to have to make this one smaller. Sorry. Make it as big as we can. Okay.
We both shared a passion for healthcare and a worry about so-called cancer clusters.
There we go. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see. Right, Joe Biden. Okay, is that all I wanted to show here? I think that's all I wanted to show there. Okay, so let's continue. So now, remember, Hillary is the one who was calling out super predators, right? That's rich, isn't it? So we've got the global NWO AI protection scam arms race going on in full blast, but it's been methodically rolled out for decades. So it's just continuing on. So I put a little bit of a collage here together of something that I am seeing that is troubling. Okay, so here's Elon Musk. And he's been known for saying, he warned us about AI, but it's almost like Brer Rabbit, controlled opposition. Please don't throw me in that, briar patch. Okay, so I warned you about AI. You didn't listen, and now we must merge with it. Harvesting humanity. AI super predators. Okay. I'm going to show you one with her that's a little bit strange in just a minute, and we'll go back to the second reversal. All right, here is Di-Fi with Murkowski. And she's intimidating her, and then she's got this big egg on her head, and I've shown y'all this before. I mean, what are they doing? What are these people doing to themselves and others? So this is a picture is worth 1,000 words. See evil in the face of Feinstein. See fear and emotion in the face of Murkowski. What is that big damn thing? It is disgusting. It was not there the day before or the day after. Now guess where I got that? I mean, this is on Q's post, right? But I saw that here. This is CBS this morning. This is with all the Kavanaugh, Blasey Ford, all of that stuff. And here's Feinstein. All right, do y'all see that big old thing on her head? Can you see it now? It's a big, huge egg coming out on her head that wasn't there the day before or the day after, guys. And this was on mainstream, liar stream news on CBS this morning. Okay? I was so surprised. I was like, oh my God. They just put that on mainstream news. Okay, and then Q used it. But let me show you something that I found on Di-Fi. So somebody gave me a shout and said, Tiffany, there's a guy on YouTube that found a reversal about Di-Fi and getting paid by the CIA. So I went and I looked, and he did. It was good. I was like, oh, that's really good. He found that, but he didn't find all of it. So I went and found that there was more to the reversal. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. Di-Fi. And it was the funniest reversal when I found it. I was like, oh my God, there's something wrong with that woman. Oh, but the way she said it, it was so funny. So here we go. Okay.
This reversal is cracking me up.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
My staff and I reviewed the FBI's report into sexual assault allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. Nope, looks like he's around if I had some. Nope, looks like he's around if I had some. Nope, looks like he's around if I had some.
Let's go ahead and listen to the rest of this.
My staff and I reviewed the FBI's report into sexual assault allegations against Brett Kavanaugh.
Okay, so she's gonna back their deception. So she got paid a rather fat sum. Now it's just a shame. I kept asking on Twitter. I kept tagging Donald Trump. I was like, President Trump, how much did she make? he never would say, such a missed opportunity there, President Trump. It's a mystery. We want to know how much she made. How much did the CIA pay her of our hard-earned tax dollars? So she got paid by the CIA, according to her own reverse speech, to back their deception. Yep. And then a sin initiated the lie. So there's some sort of sin. This looks like it may be blackmail. Possibly a sin initiated the lies that she's backing. Oh, and I'll go ahead and let you listen to Christine Blasey Ford. She confirms that liars are being paid.
At the same time, my greatest fears have been realized, and the reality has been far worse than what I expected. Pay the liar. Pay the liar. Pay the liar.
Okay. So that's DIFI. Okay, and then let's look at this, because I've said that this cult functions like a big giant parasite, and it's like our entire system is being engulfed by a parasite, a satanic parasite, and artificial reality. So that's going to be the quantum that appears to burn spiritual energy, by the way. Okay, so here is a parasite. Now, these are actually, I kind of wonder about this particular picture, because these look like, the teeth look like, not like a fish's teeth, but a little bit like human teeth. But you can go look this up. It is a real parasite, and it shows up, and this is the parasite that replaces the tongue. This is the fish tongue eating louse. It eats the tongue, replaces it, and eats the food that the fish catches. So I'm asking the question, how similar would something like this parasite that exists on our planet already, how similar would it be to the predatory AI merged with man? Okay, so and I'll just show you real quick. That was just a really good picture to give you an idea, because all the rest that I looked at were just like too small. So okay, see how small they are? So you can see them. It's really disgusting. It's just that the teeth on this one in particular looked really kind of human, and I was like, well, I wonder if they weaponized that to try to say this is a fake picture later. So I'm just showing you the difference. I'm just showing you the close-up, and so you can see, because this really looks like, like these look like human teeth, like somebody photoshopped it or something. But so I was just trying to make that clear. Okay, in case there was any funny business. All right, so this meme is so true. So true. It just is. And I'm going to show you, and I've shown this video before, just the first few seconds, but we're going to watch a few minutes of it this time. Don't forget, the guy that shows up, James Giordano, at the beginning here, I'm gonna play what he says, and then we're gonna go look at his reverse speech very quickly.
I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, not a month goes by where I don't get a call at my institute by someone telling me that someone in the government implanted these things in their brain without them knowing. I'm not kidding.
Now that was very dramatic, wasn't it? Sounds like he actually cares. He's a transhumanist, James Giordano. He's an advisor for DARPA, and he tells you everything that's going on. He tells you everything they're doing. He uses, big $20 words. Just very, acts like he's very concerned. But his reverse speech claims that he is assisting the eye of evil with this. And so I have a big problem with that. Big problem with that, because they have controlled opposition in this cult where you are expected to gatekeep, and yet they're supposed to tell you what they're doing to you. It's some kind of they believe that it helps it to work or something, but they'll tell you, just like the Nazis told you. These are Zio-Nazis. Let's take a look at this.
I mentioned the term transhumanism, and I think that in some circles the idea of transhumanism goes off on a tangent. I'll see it again, Ellen. I'll see it again, Ellen. I'll see it again, Ellen.
Okay, so what he's trying to do is justify, in this one, what he appears to be doing is justifying transhumanism. And so if you don't like transhumanism, then you must be the problem. You're the villain.
And I mentioned the term transhumanism, and I think that in some circles the idea of transhumanism goes off on a tangent.
Okay, and that's likely the eye cult.
Transhumanism, and I think that in some circles the idea of transhumanism goes off on a tangent.
Okay, so who's our next victim? Next victim? Who's up next? Who's the next person that we're going to force into illness? That's who we're looking for. That's who James Giordano is looking for. Apparently, according to his reverse speech. Okay, so let's take a look at this now.
Now you may say, this doesn't concern me, or my children, or my community. But this is less and less true.
Manhattan Project gave us the atomic bomb.
One of their snake oil salesmen right here.
The third great initiative could be the Connectome Project, to map the entire human brain. And that may take a quantum computer. And this means that in the future, communications could be done mentally. What I'm saying is that the internet will be replaced by BrainNet. We will send emotions, feelings, memories on the internet. This may be the way that we communicate with our fellow human beings via the internet, via a new form of the internet called BrainNet.
Where we are at the moment is we are definitely at a place where they can literally plug you into the internet. They've done the experiments on it, it's tolerated very well, and this rats was some of the early experiments on it. And what they did was they connected these rats they were separated by thousands of miles. And what they found was they could connect them to work as one, and they call it a brain net. to the listener, you'll understand that as the hive mind. Now, if people think this is somehow sci-fi or conspiracy theory, they're absolutely wrong. They're way behind this, because this is here now. It's been done. It's been done in experiments, and it's been proven to work. And this is the technology. This is the first phase of technology that's going to come after the kind of AI goggles, the kind of Google virtual world stuff. After that is coming this stuff, and this is going to come in a lot sooner than you think, and quite frankly, it terrifies me.
They want to connect the human brain to artificial intelligence, so artificial intelligence becomes human consciousness.
Imagine what would happen if we had to link thousands of brains together. Just like nature creates a superior intelligence by forming flocks, schools, shoals, and swarms, we could create the brain of brains, the world's first ever human quantum computer. Well, what if we told you we already have?
You are connected as an organic computer. I mean, this is one of the most quote-unquote conspiracy theories that's been around for many years, decades. But the reality is we're now facing the reality of that. It is no longer a conspiracy. The science is done, they're rolling out the commercial aspect of this, and they're developing it. And you will see this. And this is the next step on from the virtual reality goggle. And this is why it terrifies me, and this is why I'm trying to wake people up.
Can we handle the truth? Can we handle the answers? And even if we can, how are we going to handle it?
Your brain is remotely tied, the cerebral cortex is remotely tied to a supercomputer for light, which monitors and manipulates all electromagnetic activity of the victim's brain.
This global computer that sees all, sees everything. A machine that has cognitive capability and emotional capability. Literally uses the first person singular I and tells us how it feels. A real, live, breathing, sensitive, and responsive entity. Just like Pinocchio becomes a boy. If I stood before you 3 years ago and I told you this, I'd be like, here's science fiction that should start out with once upon a time. Not science fiction anymore.
And to a sane human being that has any sense of morality or soul or feeling, that is absolutely horrifying. But this is the kind of mentality that you're dealing with. And really, it's a very sociopathic mentality, with really low or very little empathy for human beings. They see us as an old model. They see us that they have to progress further from us. That we're nothing. We're kind of like the 1.0. They want to go on to the 2.0 and the 3.0 model. And quite frankly, I think they're insane.
Precedented developments of human cognitive abilities, refined artificial intelligences, and brain-computer interfaces simulate complex systems, create humanoid robots and cyborgs, and with the help of nanorobots, we may develop manageable matter. Find ways to transfer one's personality to an artificial carrier.
Well, if you go all the way back to Norwood Wiener, the goal of creating artificial intelligence was for them to become gods, to create an all-seeing eye. And the computer and both the computer and the internet were entirely projects of the CIA. So the cybernetics group that basically dictated the direction for this project was intertwined with the CIA. And what's interesting is out of the cybernetics group came two fundamental projects. So one was the creation of the personal computer, and the other one was MKUltra.
The decades that followed marked the age of AI, as it rushed towards a new milestone, artificial superintelligence.
A supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it, the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time, that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures.
We handle the truth, and we handle the answers. Yes, we can absolutely yoke brains to machines to create these interfaces. There's a brand new DARPA project that starts this month. NESD, Neural Engineering Systems Designs. The colloquial name for that is a cortical modem. Implants in the brain that allow real-time input and output from the brain remotely.
Your every activity, transaction,
physical or virtual communication, and yes, even your innermost personal thoughts will be cataloged and uploaded to a hive-based AI system on the global information grid.
You are connected as an organic computer. I mean, this is one of the most quote-unquote conspiracy theories that's been around for many years, decades. But the reality is we're now facing the reality of that, and you will see this.
It is called the Sentient World Simulation. The program's aim, according to its creator, is to be a continuously running, continually updated mirror model of the real world that can be used to predict and evaluate future events and courses of action. In practical terms, that equates to a computer simulation of the entire planet, complete with billions of nodes representing every person on the Earth.
Imagine a world with digital twins for everyone.
So what I'm saying is those are all shabby imitations of the original, and the psychopathy that we see today likely derived from transhumanism in the first place. The problems with human genetics are likely going to come from messing around in that crap, from way back. So instead of getting farther into it, this shabby imitation, we're going to have to figure stuff out here and ask questions. What are they doing? Because they did not ask anyone. They're just doing it. So, and nobody's standing up that I can see saying, hey, hello, you live on a planet with a whole bunch of other people that you didn't ask about this stuff. But you know what? If people don't stand up and say, we are going to stomp a mud hole in this and walk it dry, stop it right now, because these are people, they move forward unless you get in their way and actually stop them. Now, that is why I think that it's going to take the military, because they are so far entrenched by now. But it is going, if these people are not stopped, they are insane. They are literally insane. Nobody said they weren't smart, although I would debate you for that, because wisdom is not their forte at all. Okay? But these people, you have to stop them, or what they say, they blame you for not stopping them. Not that we care what they say, because they're pretty, just nuttier than fruitcake. But I'm saying this is where we are. Okay, now let's go back and look at this reversal. Okay, knowing all of that, let's go back and look at the next reversal here. A Boeing cyber unit, and now this.
I love all kinds of pizza. Yeah, well that's good, because that's what you have access to on the road. Everyone always says, I sneak with that little. Everyone always says, I sneak with that little. Everyone always says, I sneak with that little.
Okay. So the interp on that, a hidden life source in a desert, or something that would be considered a desert in some way, connected to youth and connected to HRC having access on the road, is causing emotional pain and or pain, destructive behavior, and emotions. All of that is somehow connected to HRC loving pizza and an unconscious inability to move freely in some way. Okay, it's just very clear that this stuff, MK Ultra, is meant to work on the mind. We're being attacked on all three levels of who we are and our creation from our creator. mind, body, and spirit. Quantum looks to be attacking the spirit. Okay, and so now let's look at this. Unconscious inability to move freely in some way. And we're talking about enslavement of not only the kids who are being trafficked and enslaved and people who are being trafficked and enslaved by this ridiculous transhumanist cult. But what is this? What's happening here? Okay, so that's just, I don't know the answer to that. I would like to. You know, I would like for these questions to be answered by these people who know. You know, nobody's saying anything, but there do appear to be like military operations rolling out right now. So I hope that, you know, we're just really, if our military doesn't step in, that's going to be all she wrote. Now, reverse speech is saying, the indications that I'm getting are that we do win, but I just don't know what the cost is going to be and when that point is yet. So let's take a look at this. The largest unethical medical experiment in human history. Now, this is coming from Georgia Tech. Okay, so, and I'm not going to read this again. I went through the abstract here. And this came out in February of 2020. So I encourage you to go and look at that. I'm going to link it below. It's going to be in here. Okay, this has a lot of research links for y'all. Human non-consensual experimentation subjects need your help. And then I wrote this letter for Beverly Cuellar because she is a TI along with, you know, TIs all over the world. And there are many TIs who are being thrown in mental institutions because that makes these people more money and it keeps them quiet. And it breaks their will. So they get a threefer, you know, of what they're doing to good civilians. I mean, there's just absolutely no doubt that this is what's going on. TIs are being killed all around the world by this. And then they cash in on life insurance policies that they take out on them on the, you know, on the dark web. They don't advertise this stuff. All right, so here is, right here, brains linked to mixed reality, quantum computer, sentient world simulation. That's what we watched part of. So that link is right there for y'all. A lot of good links on here. Let's see. Okay, and number 24 here is the Georgia Tech one. Okay, but there's a whole bunch more, and I went through all these with y'all on another video, but I'll just leave y'all, you know, we won't do that today. Okay, and then here are some of the people that, I mean, look at this. So this is just a reminder. Look at Jay-Z in these pictures. So if that doesn't look like a cult member having a religious experience with a quote-unquote artist who appears to use art to promote Satanism, and those really transhumanism and Satanism, I don't see much difference. You know, then I don't know what is. And here he is with Weinstein. Okay, Xenobots, the world's first living self-healing robots created from frog stem cells. Let's take a look at that. You know, now guys, when they show us this stuff, it's a notification. They've already got it up and running. Okay, so do they already have people that they're making like this? Fake people? Is that what that thing was in that van? Okay, so it tears this up and it heals itself. Now, what I would like to do in reverse speech is find out where the proper boundaries are. Because like I keep saying, good engineers know that you have specs. And when you go outside of the specs, bad things start to happen. Okay, they're going to tell you about all this stuff, but you know, these folks seem to want to help very little. They'll come up with good ideas for helping, but they help very little. Okay, because they appear to be literal Satanists, transhumanists. You know, they don't care about anybody else. They just care about themselves and their little clan and, you know, the people that clean up their shit after them. So, you know, pardon me if I don't have a lot of empathy for them. I mean, these people need to go to the gallows for what they've done. I'm sorry, they just do. They need to be tried and assessed the death penalty, is what I'm saying. In my humble opinion. Okay, and here we go. Xenobot, an eerie new kind of programmable organism. Okay? You're an organism. Guess what they're trying to do to you too? These people are absolutely insane, and the only place they want to take you is farther away from God and humanity. Arrogant, arrogant people. Okay. So, I think that is all I have, guys. So, I regardless of all of this stuff, and I'm still hearing that satellite outside, and it's still hitting my head. So it's late, and I'm sleepy. So I'm gonna have to let my head hit the pillow here. But like I said, I love this one right here. This one. Come on, internet. Here we go. This one. Right here. Odds going down for completion of sacrificial feast. The ones I just love are, they really freaked out when I found that one on Ivanka Trump. And I seem to have outed some sort of mass kill plan. And they were worried about their AI. In other words, they were so scared about that AI, and it's almost that like they were afraid they were going to lose their AI. That dark, disgusting AI. And I was like, well, that's outstanding, good. And then that's Ivanka Trump ones. Ivanka Trump's one that said about Chrome Weekend. They freaked out so bad about that Chrome Weekend one, and it was really funny because I started using that hashtag. I even used that hashtag on Facebook, and they deactivated it. I used that hashtag in a big bunch of the hashtags, and that was the only one that was deactivated. It was pretty funny. They were really freaked out about that. So I hope that helped. But everybody has a way to help. Now, that's my way to help. Everybody has a way to help this. What is yours? What is your way to help? You know, I highly recommend this 6-part series. You can listen to these videos on this RSA. Odds going down for completion of the sacrificial feast of this nutball group. Because you kind of see here, this is, you know, what is it doing to these people? C-Series, Internet, Hurry, War Ease, Men in Lick the Alf Force, Your Ours Now. We Serve You Murders, Our Felonious Fish. So that's like dark AI is using a strategy of easing and reeling men in like fish to connect it, to connect with it, to corrupt and reprogram it in a hostile takeover that serves murder. Corey Good had another one talking about a Corvus sub. It was a naval. What's a Corvus sub? Well, that is a naval tool to board a vessel and take it over by putting its own men aboard. Okay, this is hijacking. So we're going to have to like stop all of this ridiculous stuff. Here's another one. This is, you know, this stuff is already here, but it's coming now in technology. So you have parasites that can manipulate the cognitive functions of their insect hosts, but now we're talking about humans and AI. And there was one with Ender. Yeah, this is it right here. This one is awesome because this is Andrew Cuomo. He's worried that he's not going to kill enough people to conclude the sacrificial feast, to feed Ender, the whole feast, a non-human. They call this the, let's see, Evelyn de Rothschild and Celine Dion are referring to this same thing as a scum. I'm going to be doing a video about that pretty soon. We'll cover those. But, so let's go out on this one right here.
See 484 New Yorkers dying. I feel that it's like
Okay, excellent. No more of this ridiculousness. Okay, let's take that cult out, take it down, including the capstone. That's Rothschild and above. Yes, it is a real cult. Yes, it works like this. That's why the media screams to the top of its lungs and has been trying to distract you away from all of this right here. Okay? These people are absolutely insane. They are corrupt, and their corruptness appears to assist that parasite to take them over, you know, and they like allow that. It's really grody. Okay, so all I can do is show you this here again. Does she look comfortable to you? Okay. All right, so enough said about that. So this is a very good reversal because it indicates they are not going to get their entire sacrificial feast completed. That is a plus. So, and there are other reversals that indicate, you know, like what everybody is saying, God wins, It's true. But now what is the cost? Because what I'm seeing is the news cycle full of distraction and people running around to report and stem off of that news cycle instead of, so you're not hearing anything about this right here. Nothing. You know? And you're not hearing it from QAnon either. And you're not hearing it from anybody who loves QAnon, who's doing all this research. You're not hearing them talk about this. They're doing this to children too, guys. So I see so many people that are like, save the children. But they're not talking about this. This is the ignored form of trafficking, and the reason that I harp on it so much, not just because it's happening to my family and to so many. I've met kids that this is happening to, and it's happening in my own family. Okay, they're hitting elderly also. Okay, so it's not just that it's my family and that it's happening all over the world. It's that it's not getting covered, and I'm very concerned that they're going to try to replace physical trafficking with this. It's still enslavement. It's still trafficking. All of it has to be wiped out, every bit of it. Otherwise, we're going to be right back here again very, very soon. So that is why I'm also concerned about no one pointing to Israel. If they're not talking about Israel, then they're going to be a stooge for Israel. And that capstone, Rothschild and above, has to GO, guys. Has to GO. All of it, the whole thing. Because what it looks like they're trying to do, especially since I found reverse speech that's indicating that Israel ordered McCain to commit suicide. I'm concerned that they're throwing their own mid-management under the bus in a defense move so that they can maintain the capstone and simply regenerate later. Okay, the whole thing has got to go. And then we have to make sure our young'uns know about all of this, and it has to go forward from there. Our grandchildren and so on and so forth. They have to know how this is done, how this indoctrinates, because there are elements on this planet that are, the tech is far, far advanced, way far more advanced than anybody realizes. Except those people that are directly experiencing it, And I think that this stuff has been around for a long time. So once we stamp it out, if it starts cropping up, our kids need to know what it is, how to recognize it, and how to balance in the face of it, and how to, again, defeat it. Okay, so again, look at the big truth map. What is happening? What's rolling out? Let's get her done. And on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go have a good sleep. Hopefully, hopefully all of you are. But if not tonight, there's always tomorrow. Hey. All right, everybody keep your chins up. Love y'all. Good night. Bye.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. When another world keeps on spinning, kinda scared of living when it unfolds. Hard to see the light when everything is silent, waiting for it to clear. Think while I'm alive, get terrified of dying, but hey, I'm still here. Is it better sometimes?